Alright, hey everybody. I'm Robbie. If you don't know me, I'm Robbie, and I'm going to mix this song by Daisy Royce. It's called Standing in Your Own Way. Just a little background on the project. Um, Daisy's got 5 songs. When I'm recording, there's 5 songs out right now. And we've been recording together since like 2018 for the album. So we did the first 5 singles. Those came out 2019, and we went back at the end of the year last year to track for the last bit of songs, and we thankfully finished up tracking like not too long before lockdown. Um, we went ahead and added a piano track after lockdown that thankfully Rev Chris was able to record for us, and we'll talk a little bit more about that later. But so what I usually like to do first when we do these is just play through the rough mix, like where I'm at, where we're starting with, and we'll see what that sounds like. So this is going to be Standing in Our Own Way by Daisy Royce. This is the rough mix.
I ask him, what do you believe in? God and demons? Can you just pick one? And what's defined as cheating? Can you sleep around if you're in love? Cause what's defined is love if that love is not defined. So yeah, he stopped calling back. I spend my nights in clubs and bar rooms, meeting men and talking God and sex. I say I'm on a soul search, guess I'm searching for it bed to bed. What's defined is life? I said it's over, he just said that's fine. What's the point in trying? I'm just standing in my way. I say I wanna save the world, just one more kiss and one more drink. I look for inspiration, but we're all the same. We're all standing in our own way. She said, let's save the hungry people, as she throws a 5 down for her shot. Just wish I had the money, and she shakes her head, curses her luck. She dreamed to learn piano, but instead she flips the channel, says, who's got time to change? He was a musician, played guitar and wrote songs about love. Said we had a connection. When he kissed me, I put down my guard. Songs took up his soul. Whenever any girl got close, he'd run. He dumped me in the club. And they're just standing in their way. They say they've got a dream, but they don't see their throat it away. Trust me, I don't judge. I'm just the same. We're all standing in our own way. We're all standing in our way. No, the earth is dying and we're killing it. We won't change. We'll run out of the resources. We'll shrug and say, we're all standing in our own way. We're all standing in our way. Want to live in the moment, but instead we dream away our days. We're all standing in our way. All with certain patterns, and we're shocked when things turn out the same. Somehow I still believe everything will be okay. We're all standing in our own way.
That's okay. I've fucked up several. Alright, so that was the rough mix, Standing in Your Own Way by Daisy Royce. So what we're going to do now is we're going to start digging in the mix. Just to kind of go over some of the stuff that's in here. Obviously we've got our drum kit here. Mic on the hi-hats, stereo pair for room. We've got a group of claps that we did. I think there's like 5 or 6 tracks of those to layer it up, you know. We've got bass and ukulele, which is Daisy's instrument that she plays along with singing. And got a single acoustic guitar. We got stereo doubled rhythm guitars, and that's a cat walking in the door. And lead guitar. We got a guitar solo, and then like a little lead guitar that kind of follows it out. This is the piano track we got from Rev Chris, and which is actually not where I usually keep keyboards, and it has not been colored yet, so let's do that. I like to make my keyboards pink or purple. And then we have some background vocals down here, which are also in a little folder, so that I don't have to have a million tracks in the screen for that. So we'll probably open those up a little bit later when we look at it. So first thing, be the drums to look at here. And so as you'll see, I don't have any plugins on these at all, except I have a bus compressor, 2500 bus compressor on the bus, and you see I did just a tiny bit of editing here. We comped a couple of takes. Looks like we did about 5 takes of this song. So let's just dig into it. I don't have any reverb or anything in here right now, so I just kind of want to solo out these drums and see what we have here, because I feel like probably need a little bit of reverb on there, even though it got a nice sound from the room. Okay, so the first thing I'm noticing, drums look bright, snare drums look bright, I mean. So let's put in this guy. Little EQ. So you can see this frequency that's popping right at us right here. So we're gonna that. Tight. Not that tight. Wow. Then I'm also gonna do a broader cut. Oops, wrong way. Do a broader cut up here. I really like these EQs, and maybe this is just like an amateur thing, but like I really appreciate EQs that give you a real-time readout here, because I mean it's ridiculously helpful. Help a lot cut out this frequency here. I'm going to do another cut right up here in this. So somewhere between 700 and 800. So, one thing, I just accidentally did that snare bottom up top. But first thing to do is just copy this same settings over here. So, I have a couple reverbs going down here. I have a plate reverb that I'm using for instruments, and then I have another different plate reverb that I'm using for vocals. I'm going to go ahead and set up another reverb bus here for the drums, and then we might end up throwing like the electric guitars and stuff. So we're just going to call this a reverb. Got a cat here that wants to go through the door. All right, let's make a choice here. No, don't pick me up. Kitty! This is an unhappy cat. Okay. Uh-oh, Velvet Fruit Loop incoming. Come on, mama. Oh my god. Unprofessional. Got our Verb Suite Classics. Now, y'all don't knock me on these plugins. I know they're cheap, but they get the job done. They don't sound bad. I know they're not UA plugins, but sometimes you got to make do with what you got, and this is what I got. So, you see, I still have the sends on here from the headphone at the studio, so we're gonna undo all of that. Let's go ahead and dump this. So, I'm gonna go ahead and bring down these overheads here. API 560s on 2 channels. They have 4 channels of 560, 550A, 2 channels of 550B, and some great river EQs. So you see that there's, other than a little bit of EQ that I added to the floor tom here, and a little bit of back and just check out these room mics by themselves here. So let's just put this up at 0. This is a pair of U87s, kind of spread out in the room. So, again, say what you will about the Slate plugins here, but this is a cool thing that a lot of you won't find everywhere. I'm just gonna smash the shit out of this. It's an all button in trick that you would do on an 1176 compressor, which, if you don't know, the 1176 compressor has 4 buttons, 4 different ratios, 4, 8. Let's take a look. 4, 8, 12, and 20, that's what I thought. So, actually, this is an 1176 compressor. Basically, FG160. It's an 1176. This is kind of sideways what it would look like. But, these are the knobs that you find on it, except for the mix, which is an additional thing of being able to parallel compress within the track. But 4, 8, 12, and 20. So on a physical one of these, you can actually press in all these buttons at once. So this guy here, the monster, mimics that. So that left side, so this is in headphones if you're listening in headphones, which obviously I'm not. This is going to sound probably interesting. So now we're in stereo. Alright, so let's clear this solo now.
Trust me, I don't judge, I'm just the same. We're all standing in our own.
So let's take a look at the bass. So the bass is a console in the studio. It's just DI through a Countryman DI box into the 1608. So we've got a little bit of compression here. So, this plugin's gonna give us a lot of compression actually. You can see it's kind of squashing the shit out of it. Sounds pretty good though. So, alright, we're going to go back to the beginning here. Next thing that comes in the recording is the uke. So I'm just going to kind of go, the uke and the piano coming together actually. The uke, the piano, and the bass drums all coming together. So, I'm going to start with the uke, which is not going to be a huge driving force in this particular song, but it is a part of it, so let's take a look at it. I have just a little bit of reverb on here right now, and nothing else. So I just added the reverb into them. Also hearing a little bit of shuffling on the bass, so I'm just going to go ahead and fix this right now. So let's put the piano in here. So I've already done a couple things to this piano. The first thing I want to go over is that we had to record this remotely. Chris recorded this remotely for me, and so we got a mono track back from it, and it sounds good. But I wanted a little bit more of stereo sound of the piano. I wanted it to kind of have a little bit more width and a little bit more space to it. Not gonna vice grip it. Back up just a hair. do notice about this is that it's a little dull, so I would like a little high end in it. This is a crazy thing. I'm just gonna... There we go. That's better. I think this sounds great. His performance makes up for what we're lacking there. But I am going to throw this Decapitator from Sound Toys on here, which is going to give it a little bit more saturation. Alright, so let's put this where are we here? Got some claps. Okay, so let's add some claps in. Sorry about that. Let's add some claps. To go ahead and just not something I would like normally do, honestly, but I'm gonna go ahead and just for shits and giggles, let's throw a multi-band compressor on here. So, we've got all this other stuff going on, and we have not yet looked at the guitar. So, first thing is let's look at this acoustic, and I do have something on this, and I don't know what it is. because it's not. This is really more of a texture kind of a track, which is why I kind of, by itself it sounds a little tinny. We're going to see right now how it sounds in context. And what I'm going to go ahead and do is just mute out the rest of this stuff because we're at a point now where we have more in and out. So let's just do this and bring the acoustic back up. So let's not cute. All right, let's go to the next verse and see if I can find where it does that again. Right here. All right, so we're gonna steal this. This was supposed to be a mixing lesson, but this is also going to be a quick editing moment as well. And this kind of stuff comes up. You don't always catch it when you're recording. I mean, I played it myself. I probably should have caught it, but I did not. So. Crossfade that. Crossfade this. Make sure that still sounds all right. Great. All right. Try that again. I was working on this track and I had pretty much everything there, and I went back to, I had like a demo piano that I'd put in. It's right here, right there, and I was just like, this is not, didn't have enough like personality for this song, and I thought immediately of Chris, who I actually met through Daisy, so it was just kind of perfect to have him do it. So he's the dude doing that sick piano. Tell you what, this ADT is a little distracting, so we might. Anyways, let's drop these electric guitars in, and I don't have a bus for them yet, so I need to do that. New track. Okay. So. Looks like I did not pull anything in this section. Alright. Okay, well, I just spent the last 3.5 minutes working on the guitars, the electric guitars, and put everything back in the mix, and realized that I had not set my OBS to record, so sorry about that. Anyways, I did. nuance of this stuff here a little bit. I feel like I'm getting maybe a little bit too much of the pick from the acoustic guitar. And also I'm finding this ADT plugin I have on the piano to be very distracting. So I'm going to take that off. Because it just doesn't sound good. So we're going to take that off. And so we're going to go back to mono here. Then we're going to see maybe what else I have that can help with the width here. So there's this thing called stereo. I don't know what it is. So I'm having trouble remembering which side I decided I wanted the piano to be on. I believe it was the left side. So I have to say this sounds much better than that other plugin, and it's an interesting plugin, but it is an effect sometimes, a lot of the time. And I've had good luck with it widening electric guitars before. This is just not one of these cases, so. So let's get the piano in the room. The guitar solo, shall we? And that was the guitar solo section right there. Side note, I've that Thing You Do came out in I don't know, 97. I was 10 or 11 years old when I first saw that movie, and I've been obsessed with this clap pattern ever since. So I just want to say thank you to Daisy for letting me do this, because it's pretty much the best thing ever. So happy that I got to do that. So, anyways, let's hear this. Let's hear this solo. All right, so now. One thing I want to address in this track is I rough mixed it a while back, and this situation is just not really relatable. So let's get rid of that right now. obviously in this section, the vocals come back in. I guess that's not obvious. Here's the vocals. They come back in that section, and I'm gonna clearly have to duck the fuck out of that. But it sounds halfway decent. So, I had a little bit of a cut in the low mids here, and the solo sounded pretty thin to me, so I actually just did the opposite and boosted it, and I kind of like the way it right now, so let's bring it back a few. So I'm not really doing any automation yet, but I just kind of know what the deal is with this. This is a little tough because this guitar solo is all out in the open here. The drum solo. Other thing is I've got this neat little lick here at the end that I'm probably going to have to bump up, so. Yeah, absolutely. You guys don't want to know how many times it took me to record that little bit. You can see it's on a separate cut here because I had to punch it in, and it took me like a zillion times. That's not even a number, but if that would be the amount of times that it took, it was ridiculous. And maybe that's why I want to boost it. So that sounds a little bit abrupt right now. I think when the vocals are in, it's not going to sound that way. So let's go ahead. Let's add these vocals in, shall we? I'll let Mark's count in, but I'm going to have to.
Calling back. I spend my nights in clubs and bar rooms, meeting men and talking God and sex. I say I'm on a soul search, guess I'm searching for it. Bed to bed, wants to find his life. I said it's over, he just said that's fine. What's the point in trying? I'm just standing in my way. I say I wanna save the world, just one more kiss and one more drink. I look for inspiration, but we're all the same. We're all standing in our own way. She said, let's save the hungry people, as she throws a 5 down for her shot. Just wish I had the money, and she shakes her head, curses her luck. She dreamed to learn piano, but instead she flips the channel, says, who's got time to change? He was a musician, played guitar and wrote songs about love. Said we had a connection. When he kissed me, I put down my guard. Songs took up his soul. Whenever any girl got close, he'd run. He dumped me in the club. And they're just standing in their way. They say they've got a dream, but they don't see their throat it away. Trust me,
something here. And I think last time I did one of these, I sort of had this set up already. But I like to throw a little slap back on the vocal and see what that sounds like here. So it doesn't always work, but we'll give it a shot. All right. This tends to be a good starting spot, although I think I usually have to adjust it just a hair. Keep this open because I feel like I'm probably going to be adjusting it here.
I'm just standing in my way. I say I want to save the world, just one more kiss and one more drink. I'd look for inspiration, but we're all the same. We're all standing in our own way.
Oops. Let's not do that.
And I'm just standing in my way. I say I want to save the world, just one more kiss and one more drink. I'd look for inspiration, but we're all the same. We're all standing in our own way. And I'm just standing in my way. I say I want to save the world, just one more kiss and one more drink. I'd look for inspiration, but we're all the same. We're all standing in our own way. She said, let's save the hungry people, as she throws a 5 down for her shot. Just wish I had the money, and she shakes her head, curses her luck. She dreamed to learn piano, but instead she flips the channel. Says, who's got time to change? He was a musician, played guitar and wrote songs about love. Said we had a connection. When he kissed me, I put down my guard. Songs took up his soul. Whenever any girl got close, he'd run. He dumped me in the club. And they're just standing in their way. They say they've got a dream, but they don't see their throat it away. Trust me, I don't judge. I'm just the same. We're all standing in our own way.
Like, what am I hearing here?
We're all standing in our way. No, the earth is dying and we're killing it. We won't change.
Right, so I wondered if that was going to be a drastic enough thing. It is not. So let's see what this sounds like.
We're all standing in our way. No, the earth is dying and we're killing it. We won't change. When we run out of the resources, we'll shrug and say, we're all standing in our own way. We're all standing in our way. Want to live in the
All right, so we have a lot more automation to do here.
We're all standing in our way. No, the earth is dying and we're killing it. We won't change. When we run out of the resources, we'll shrug and say,
All right, I am going to tackle this vocal ride before I do anything else here. It's like one thing I need to fix in this uke track that's been driving me crazy. Right there, you can see it. It's right here.
we're all standing in our way. No, the earth is dying and
last thing we have to add back in is background vocals. So let's do that. Let's take a look at these. I have no idea what I've done with them. If anything, kind of processing. I know I panned them, I think, and that's about probably it. Alright, so let's see how the balance is here now. Oops.
Ooh, la 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 la.
Much better.
Ooh, la 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 la. Ooh, la 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 la.
So looks like I've given them a little bit of a boost here. I really need to give them a little bit of a dip here.
They're just standing in their way. They say they've got a dream, but they don't see their throw it away. Trust me, I don't judge, I'm just the same. We're all standing in our own way. They're just standing in their way. They say they've got a dream, but they don't see their throw it away. Trust me, I don't judge, I'm just the same. We're all standing in our own way. We're all standing in our way. Know the earth is dying and we're killing it. We won't change when we run out of the resources. We'll shrug and say, we're all standing in our own way. We're all standing in our way. Want to live in the moment, but instead we dream away our days. We're all standing in our way. In love with certain patterns and we're shocked when things turn out the same. Somehow I still believe everything will be okay. We're all standing in our in the club. They're just standing in their way. They say they
Alright, so I don't need to look at all these individual tracks, and this is why I love the folder. And they're gone. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. This is brand new. Had this feature for like less than a month, and it's great. So these guys are too loud in this chord.
soul whenever any girl got close, he'd run. He dumped me in the club. They're just standing in their way. They say they've got a dream, but they don't see their throw it away. Trust me, I don't judge, I'm just the same.
Let's also throw these into that slap.
Soul whenever any girl got close, he'd run. He dumped me in the club. They're just standing in their way. They say they've got a dream, but they don't see their throw it away. Trust me, I don't judge, I'm just the same. We're all standing in our own way. We're all standing in our way. Know the earth is dying and we're killing it. We won't change when we run out of the resources. We'll shrug and say, we're all standing in our own way. We're all standing in our way. Want to live in the moment, but instead we dream away our days. We're all standing in our way. In love with certain patterns and we're shocked when things turn out the same. Somehow I still believe everything will be okay. We're all standing in our own way.
Alright, so definitely
We're all standing in our way. Know the took up his soul whenever any girl got. They're just standing in their way. They say they've got a dream, but they don't see their throw it away. Trust me, I don't judge, I'm just the same. We're all standing in our own way.
cool, so give the piano a little bit of a boost here.
He dumped me in the club. They're just standing in their way. They say they've got a dream, but they don't see their throw it away. Trust me, I don't judge, I'm just the same. We're all standing in our own way.
something that's awesome like this, you have to bring it out. You just have to. I don't know why. This is driving me crazy. I keep hearing this piano with the slap on it, and I just have to try it. I don't know why. Let's back it up a little bit and listen to it. Anyways. Dope. So, kind of get to a point where you're like, I don't really need necessarily the vocals as clear in a song, about the fourth chorus. So, let's see.
We're all standing in our way. Know the earth is dying and we're killing it. We won't change when we run out of the resources. We'll shrug and say, we're all standing in our own way. We're all standing in our way. Want to live in the moment, but instead we dream away our days. We're all standing in our way. In love with certain patterns, and we're shocked when things turn out the same. Somehow I still believe everything will be okay. We're all standing in our own way.
Okay, so I purposely left this last little down just a hair, but I think just for the sake of evenness. Oops.
Way.
So this is about the time when I want to take a listen back from the beginning, see how I feel about it. So I'm hearing something here. I think it's a little thing in the uke track. Yep. So the first thing we do, we have a nice clean block there and another take. Cool, so in a perfect world, I can just take this and blend it in, and I don't know if that's going to work or not. So let's see what it sounds like if I try. Cool, I'll crossfade that and that'll be just fine. Now, I'm not wearing headphones. If you are and you hear like a weird thing there, I promise you won't hear it when it's mixed. If you remember from what seems like hours ago, talked about how this seemed a little drastic, and it sounds a little drastic in the mix as well. So
We're all standing in our own way. We're all standing in our own way.
yeah, I think that'll do. All right, let's give it one more listen from the top. Actually, I tell you what, because I'm feeling pretty much like I'm probably going to be calling this done from here. Well, this is pretty much about done here. Let's give it one more listen through, and we'll see if we get through it. I mean, usually my process is I just play with it until I can listen all the way through and don't think it needs anything else. So.
I ask him, what do you believe in? God and demons? Can you just pick one? And what's defined as cheating? Can you sleep around if you're in love? 'Cause what's defined as love if that love is not defined? So yeah, he stopped calling back. I spend my nights in clubs and bar rooms, meeting men and talking God and sex. I say I'm on a soul search, guess I'm searching for it bed to bed. What's defined as life? I said it's over. He just said that's fine. What's the point in trying? I'm just standing in my way. I say I wanna save the world, just one more kiss and one more drink. I look for inspiration, but we're all the same. We're all standing in our own way. She said, let's save the hungry people, as she throws a 5 down for her shot. Just wish I had the money, and she shakes her head, curses her luck. She dreamed to learn piano, but instead she flips the channel. Says, who's got time to change? He was a musician, played guitar and wrote songs about love. Said we had a connection. When he kissed me, I put down my guard. Songs took up his soul. Whenever any girl got close, he'd run. He dumped me in the club, and they're just standing in their way. They say they've got a dream, but they don't seem to throw it away. Trust me, I don't judge. I'm just the same. We're all standing in our own way. We're all standing in our way. No, the earth is dying and we're killing it. We won't change. When we run out of the resources, we'll shrug and say, we're all standing in our own way. We're all standing in our way. Want to live in the moment, but instead we dream away our days. We're all standing in our way. In love with certain patterns, and we're shocked when things turn out the same. Somehow I still believe everything will be okay. We're all standing in our own way.
And I don't know how this video is going to come out at all. I imagine it's going to be very edited because there's a lot of starting and stopping on my end. Just because I didn't really plan on doing this, and I just kind of decided to do it at the last minute because I figured, why the fuck not? But yeah, so this has been the mix sesh, and maybe we'll do this again if it doesn't.